So you know what I just thought of? That's really, really, really weird. You watching this and me, we both have something very, very, very in common. And you're probably thinking like, who's this person? Like, how would she know? I guarantee you we have this in common. Guaranteed. I'm not a fortune teller or like a psychic or anything, but I guarantee you we have this thing in common. Like 100%. No doubt. And if I'm wrong, you can like completely chalk it up to nothing I say is valid. Like legitimately. I guarantee you and I have this same thing in exact common grounds and same exact way. This is it. We both know we can do something. We both know we want to do something. But yet we keep not doing it. And I completely get that feeling. Like I completely get it so hard in my core that I hate that feeling. I hate it. And you know what I think it actually is? It's that in-between phase of being where I want to be, or maybe you as well, being where we want to be and where we're at. And all these little steps in between to get there. So this is primarily about fear. So I truly believe that the things we know we can do and that we want to do, why is it so many times when we step into the arena to do them, it's almost like we don't want to do it. I don't want to do this. Oh my gosh, this is too much. The nerves are racking, the senses are high, the anxiety might be there, the fear of what people are going to think, because it actually matters, right? So this idea of like, I don't actually want to be here is very common for me, but I do want to be here because it's what I want to accomplish. So, and 2 nights ago, I gave a speech, and I literally started off my speech by saying, I literally don't want to be here. Like, I didn't want to be right here giving this speech, but I wanted to be here to acquire the skills to be here. And I thought, and I shared, if I didn't go to all the things that I didn't want to go to, but I wanted to accomplish, I would have never gotten off of drugs. I would have never gone to a.k.a. I would have never lived in Asia for 4 years. I would have never lived in Europe for a year. I would have never created my clothing line. I would have never worked on the honey farm. I would have never flown the Cessna and started learning how to do that. I would have never invested. I would have never called places to expand my company. I would have never done any of that if I would have let the fear train me instead of me train my fear. Now, the weird thing to me is that like our human nature is to survive, right? So when we have a fear, our whole entire being is like fight or flight, and a lot of times most people flight, right? That's like mostly what happens. Rarely does someone fight, right? That's where you get this whole the people who do and the people who don't, the people who are cowards or losers and the people who are taking action and winners. And in my opinion, the people who don't do things, they're just letting the fear guide. And the people who do things and take action, they're guiding their fear. So my thought is every time I've ever done something and I was afraid to do it, it didn't make me less afraid to do it those first few times. And we've all heard that saying, be afraid and do it anyway, right? So I'm going to take it a step further. And the Hermoses, they share this in some of their stuff. And it really resonates with me is take the fear with you and let it fuel you kind of. And that's kind of what I've translated this to is fear and excitement are in the same part of the brain. Like if you fear something, use that as fuel to do it. Have the courage to say, what do I actually want to do, and start doing it. Something else that I'm starting to realize with myself, and hopefully you start to realize with yourself, is fear lives and like breeds and manifests on made up stuff in our heads. Things we make up that are going to happen, that are generally not going to happen. Like, I'm not going to get on stage and like die. I'm not like being on stage isn't going to kill me. Like giving a speech is not what's going to kill me. I'm not going to ask for the raise or go for the job, and I'm going to be like plastered all over the world, the weirdo who applied. Like no one cares that much. Failing really isn't that big of a deal. Like nothing happens. The world doesn't shatter. Your world doesn't break. You're not permanently labeled as like anything ever by failing. So why not try? And that's what holds a lot of people back. So I played soccer like my whole life, literally. And my dad was my coach like my whole life, literally. And he said to me, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And that resonated with me when I was in grade school. And it led me to breaking the record in Wisconsin for goals scored in a game, goals scored in a season, and goals scored in a career for women's soccer. But it also broke the men's league records. And I've been thinking about that lately as to my percentage goals made versus shots taken was not that great when I was in like maybe grade school, right? But when I got to high school, it was pretty good. Like in the world of what would be good for soccer goals or shots taken. And the thought was, is if I would have stopped when it wasn't that great, I would have never gotten to where it is great. And that's just like anything. The more you do it and the more you hit your target, the more confident you get. And that leads me to the second point, where fear follows made up stuff. Confidence follows facts. Confidence follows actual events and actual actions taken. So if you get on stage, like I got on stage 2 days ago and gave a speech, and it went well, there's a little bit less fear and a little bit more confidence. Now, I will say that was my third speech given, aside from like a.k.a. and NA. Now, I will say that actually prepped me for speaking in front of people. In a.k.a. and NA, you share your like whole entire life story to hundreds of people. So I can't imagine something being more invasive than that. But nonetheless, it was my first time giving an actual speech for something I want to build and do. Was I nervous? Yes. Did I do it anyway? Yes. Did I share that on stage that I was nervous? Yes. Something else I've learned is I'm done faking. I'm done faking if I'm scared. I'm done faking if I want to do something. And I'm done faking if I don't like something about my life. Because ultimately, it doesn't really matter. And it is what it is. It makes it easier for me to conquer it if I'm just truthful with myself. And ultimately, the thing that is completely mouth-watering for people is authenticity. When you share exactly where you're at, you show exactly what you're going through, and you share exactly the process and how you're overcoming it as you go, that's like real living life, and it's beautiful and it's great and it's awesome. And ultimately, no one really cares about a made-up story. No one cares about the fluff. But the thing is everyone can tell. So stop. Stop doing that. Start believing in yourself. Start believing that you might not like where you're at in this situation, but you like these other areas of your life. And that situation you don't like, you're in the process and learning new habits to create a new life in that area. I'm here to tell you, like, you don't need someone to tell you to start, but I'm telling you right now is the time to start. And do it for yourself. You know? It's really weird to me. I find myself in a lot of arenas with people doing things that give you kind of like a thrill, right? Like, who wants to do public speaking? Like, isn't it the number one most feared thing in the world? Like, even more than death? Isn't it? Like, who seeks out to accomplish their goals? You're literally here seeking out how to accomplish these things you make up in your head. That's daring. Like, that's wild. And you're here. And I'm telling you, like, you can do it. But you got to start doing it. And you're going to fail. And that's okay, because you're not doing it for other people. You're not doing it for your neighbor's approval. You're not doing it for your mom's approval. You're doing it to build you. So things you don't like to do, learn from them. Learn how to alter them. And form habits so maybe you like them if you have to keep doing them. Change your perspective around them. Or get out of them somehow. Figure a way out. And the things you love to do, just start doing them.